Hello, hi everyone. I'm Rick Kirkham of InHomeComputerHelp.com, and today I want to show you how to use Google Docs. Uh, Google Docs is a free word presser. It's done online. Now that online stuff scares a lot of beginners, and really, to tell you the truth, uh, you should be more scared just having it on your computer. Because as a computer guy myself, I've never seen a computer last forever. It's not if the computer will crash, it's when the computer will crash. So if you're doing your work in Google Drive, let's get into that. If you're doing your work in Google Drive, I think I can just double click this. There we go. Yep. Yep, I'm sharing. Okay, fine. There we go. So if you're doing your work in Google Drive, then when you get a new computer, you just log into your Google account, which is your Gmail account, and there's all your stuff. It's right there. But that's for another time. And yes, part of the reason that got me thinking about this was I recently wrote a program to automatically turn Google Docs into web pages, which is really cool. This is an example right here. This is a web page. This is my actual header, which I wrote myself. It's not a Google Doc. And along the side here, that's all part of my header. But in any case, let's get to your lesson. Okay, I distract easily. I have ADHD, but let's go ahead. In fact, Let me get you from the start. So here we are, right here, and believe it or not, my face is in the way. And if you just click up here, they call this a waffle. And so when you click on that, you show all the features. I'm not a feature. It's moved me out of the way here. So you see all the features that Google offers and all the programs like YouTube and Gmail. Gemini has become very popular. Don't be scared of AI. It's just a tool. It is not the answer to everything, by the way. Don't try and use it for research or anything because uh, I'll tell you right now, AI gets its information from search engines. And it's like I always say, I got to turn my fan off there. It's like I always say, the great thing about a website is anyone can make a website. The bad thing about a website is anyone can make a website. So as long as people are make mistakes or have, let's say, clouded judgment, then that's the same information that AI is going to have. But in the meantime, now I strongly recommend people click right here on Google Drive to get to Google Docs. And you can click on Docs right here, but there's not any way to make any folders. So it's right here. Go right into Google Drive. That's like the office that has all the spreadsheets and all that other stuff. And this is what you're going to see now. And this is kind of interesting because they show all your most recent files. Hey, this is kind of funny. Want to watch this? I did this as a joke. Final solution computer repair. Anyway, let's get that closed. I'm going to do Control W on my keyboard, and that'll close that. Okay, but anyway, here we are again. And I don't need that up there either, so let me close that. So, but if I click on my drive, this is going to look an awful lot like the file manager in Windows. If you happen to use the file manager, I would strongly advise it. Now, the real nice thing about looking for stuff is if you click the upper arrow here, then that reverses the alphabet. So if your stuff is closer to the bottom of the alphabet, then that's great. If not, just click that arrow again, and there you are. A very similar thing can be done in mobile view on your cell phone. So that's the other cool thing about Google Docs is I write a lot of stuff while I'm away from home because, you saw my website in home tutoring, right? That means I don't spend a lot of time at home. But anyway, let's get to it. The first thing you should do is learn how to make a folder. Okay. I know it sounds weird. Let's jump right into Google Docs but then, where's your Google Doc going to be if you end up with a Google a Google Drive that looks like mine? Whoops. I just called Google on my phone. Anyway, so we're going to make a new folder, and Google's very good at making hints. By the way, Google gives you 15 gigabytes of free space. In case you haven't noticed, I use more than that. So I pay, I think it's $3 a month or something like that for an extra, maybe it's $5 a month for an extra 200 gigabytes of storage. I'm happy to do that. But we're going to make a folder. Google's very good at describing stuff. So we're going to click on new because we're going to make a new folder. And let's make our folder and we'll call it Google Doc lesson. And then we'll click on create. Okay. Now this jumped right. This stayed in alphabetical order, but the programmers over there were smart enough to give this a highlight and take me right to it. So if I double click, once again, I'm double clicking on your mobile phone, you just tap it. And there I am. So from here, we're going to create a Google Doc. So once again, it's a new Google Doc, right? So we go up here and we're going to make a Google Doc. Now, there's a lot of different templates that you can also use. Let me go into templates for you just so you can see it. And there's all kinds of really neat templates that people have done and contributed. Resumes, letters, personal work, stuff like that. I usually start with a blank one, which I could have done before this, but I'll just tell it blank because that will also help with the lesson. So the first thing that I want you to do, I have seen so many clients looking for their document and they all end up saying untitled document. So let me show you, okay, something. This is the first line of the document. Okay, I can even hit enter, whatever I want to do and all that. But now if I click up to untitled document, there it is. Now I have a title. Now, unlike Word documents or word processors like Microsoft Word and stuff like that on your computer, where you have to go up to File and tell it Save, you'll notice that there is no save. That's because things are saved automatically in Google Drive, which is kind of nice because used to be when I was using a computer, if my computer crashed or restarted for some reason or anything like that, and if I was writing something and I didn't save a half an hour's of work, then I had to start all over. But here, stuff gets saved for you. So even if for some reason the internet goes out or whatever, uh, your stuff is still safe. And you can also use Google Docs offline, and it will update once you get back online. Okay, so this is my first line of my document. Now, since this is the first line of your document, let's highlight that with our mouse or our touchpad. And now a lot of people want to use the title. Okay, now I design I design websites. And also, if you're going to use ever going to use the program that I wrote, Google Doc to web page, use an H1 tag. H1 tags, or heading one tag is what they call it. Uh, Heading tag is the same thing as a title tag. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, graphics. Okay. Graphics are great to embed. Here we go. Let's go here. And there's nothing to this. Like when I did this Google Doc for this web page, I asked Gemini to make it. And you see this information on the mouse over here? That can also be done in Google Doc. But all I do here is I right mouse click and I copy. There we go, copy image. Okay, so remember this too. Right mouse click for a menu, left mouse click for an action. Okay, so this is the first line. Let's go back to here. And now we can right mouse click and then we paste. And there's our document. That's all there is to it. Nothing fancy that you have to do or anything like that. You can resize the document. And you could also have it act differently with text. Like if I do this, there we go. See how that's acting right now? I can click right here and wrap the text a different way. And I can also move the graphic itself. Did you see that red line come up? There we go. That's my margin right there. It told me where my margin was. How cool is that? Okay, so let's just click on these. So here's this one. Okay. Yeah, okay, now it's wrapping left. Now it's wrapping left on the bottom, like you saw. Now, this one's kind of weird. It goes through the graphic. I don't know who would want to do that, but it can be done. And this goes for some reason in front of the text. Once again, I don't know who would want to do that. Okay, so let's tell this once again. Let's go back to wrap text. And let's stop right here. So play around with this. Play around with Google Docs. Rewatch the video. Call me for computer lessons. I can help people in person here on Oahu, or I can also help people remotely as well. And so that's it for now. I'm going to show you some more stuff at a later time. But go ahead and put in the comments if you have any questions or anything like that. And that's it. So God bless you and have fun with Google Docs.